so happy to be here. Look at.
All right, so we have now caught up with international persona Vivica Fox. Welcome to Hot Jamaica.
Thank you. It's good to be here.
I mean, well, you were just here in the summer. I heard you said it while we were talking just now.
I had an epic birthday celebration this year in Mobay. I partied with myself and 43 friends, and it was right before you all's Independence Day celebration, which was perfect fit since I was in the movie Independence Day.
I mean, Vivica, you keep coming back to Jamaica. Why do you keep coming back to Jamaica?
I love Jamaica, to be very honest with you. I always feel a sense of peace when I come to Jamaica. I mean, the people are wonderful, the locations are wonderful, the food is fabulous, the water is fabulous. It just is a very peaceful place for me that when I come, I'm relaxed, I can put down my phone and have a good old time.
I mean, the question was asked of you earlier, and just for the online viewers and for persons in TV land now, your top 5 movies.
My top 5 movies. I've been in a lot, but I would say my top 5 movies are Independence Day.
Babe, you want some of this coffee? Babe.
Kill Bill. You can play that game. Oh, hey. Sorry I'm a little pissed off right now, but my best friend Karen is having man trouble.
Miss Smith, Tracy Johnson's on line 2.
Set it off.
Hey, Darnell, I didn't know you had an account here.
And soul food. Yes.
I mean, you have been an inspiration to a lot of young persons, well, a lot of people across the world. What is your message to, persons from humble beginning who wants to be as big as you one day? What's the secret to your success?
I always say to Generation Next, especially those that are wanting to get into the entertainment field, that do the work. You have to do the work. I left home when I was 17 years old in search of a dream that I have been able to live out beyond my wildest expectations. I've worked with some of the most amazing people, but it's because I did the work. And I always share that if you want to achieve success, go knock on success door. Matter of fact, kick it all the way in.
Love that. All right. I realize that your book is out now. Where do you get so much time to be doing all this stuff all over the world? When do you rest?
I'm part Jamaican, man. I got 12 jobs. Come on, man. Well, I have a wonderful team, to be very honest with you, that works with scheduling and finding new wonderful opportunities for me. Besides being an actress, I'm a philanthropist, I'm a producer, I'm an author now, I host TV shows. Goodness, a little bit of everything. And brand, the Vivica Fox hair collection. So I would say for me, versatility has equaled the key to my longevity and my success.
Okay, I hear you're getting an award tomorrow. And we're breaking it right here on BOJTV. You're hearing it first in Jamaica. Tell us about that award.
I am headed to Las Vegas tomorrow to receive a Lifetime Achievement Award, and I'm so excited. It's going to be held at the Luxor Hotel in Las Vegas, and it's so amazing now that I'm finally receiving all the acknowledgments and awards that people are saying, hey, we really appreciate your work. I've been acting since 1989, and it's like I've won awards, but now I'm finally, I believe, being appreciated for the amount of work that I've done.
Okay, we're wrapping up now, but I know the viewers, they wouldn't forgive me. How did you get that first break that you needed to go international?
The first break that I got, or how do they get the first break?
That you got.
Oh my gosh, the first break for me would definitely be Independence Day. Independence Day, I will never forget, 20 years ago, over 20 years ago now, almost grossed $1 billion. I remember I was in Toronto filming, and the film was being showed around the clock, and it was sold out around the clock. And for me, Independence Day was a huge breakout role for me. Me and Will Smith won MTV Award for Best Kiss. Yes, we loaded up on the banaka and dove right in. It was crazy because the kiss, we were both crying so much. So the fact that we won Best Kiss for it was amazing. But I had to audition 6 times to get that role because at the time I was just on a soap opera. I didn't have a big enough name. And I remember asking my agent, hey, how come I'm not getting to audition for Independence Day? And they were like, now, baby, you just don't have a big enough name. At the time, I was just on soap operas. But I kept auditioning, and I always believed that that role was meant for me. So in closing, I'd love to say to those who are wanting to achieve success, whatever is meant for you is meant for you. No one can take it away from you. But if you don't stay ready for when it is your turn, you can't blame anyone but yourself. Do the work. If you want to be successful, do the work.
Vivica, the Jamaican film industry, do you have any advice for us here in Jamaica in terms of how we can actually really build a business of film in Jamaica or improve what's happening here?
Absolutely. Y'all got to make sure you put your money where your mouth is. You got to support your films. A goal of mine, I would absolutely love to come to Jamaica and do a film here. So that we can help to bring bigger names here, bigger budgets here. I'd love to do some kind of like sister getaway to Jamaica with Shirley Ralph, who is from here, and also the amazing Shauna Chen. So we can have, some Jamaicans, some real Jamaicans, as well as your girl who is Jamaican, do a film together.
We're really looking forward to that. All right. And finally, what's next? What's up for Vivica into 2020 and onwards?
Finishing out 2019, I have been made a series regular on the show Empire, which we want to let everyone know that Empire has been moved from Wednesday night to Tuesday night. You can catch Empire every Tuesday night on Fox at 9 p.m. Candace, that bougie one, is back. So I'm a series regular on that. I've got a movie coming out on Lifetime for Christmas movie that's going to be coming out. My book, Every Day I'm Hustling, is available in paperback as well as audio. That is my voice on the Audible, y'all, all 246 pages. Also, the Vivica Fox hair collection is doing amazing, so girlfriends, continue to get you some good hair. Hey. And I think, and then I have 2 films coming out. Arkansas with Vince Vaughn and Liam Hemsworth, and Bailey and Darla with Sam Richardson and Brittany Snow. Okay. And I think that's about all the jobs I got. I know y'all proud of your girl working that much.
Yes. And finally this time, RTS. I see Jody over there smiling. We spoke to her earlier, an amazing lady. Talk to me about your experience with RTS so far.
Yes, I was the keynote speaker this year at RTS, which stands for Red Tie and Stilettos. It's an entrepreneurial weekend where we network and support one another. And we started off the weekend with a white party last night on the beach, which was fabulous. And today we had our brunch where I signed copies of my book, Every Day I'm Hustling. Jody let everyone know what RTS stands for and that this is her 3rd year, and every year she has grown and it's become more and more successful. And then tonight I will be the keynote speaker at the dinner gala.
All right, Vivica, thanks for talking to us right here on BOJTV, and welcome back to Jamaica, and we hope to see you 100 times between now and next year again.
No doubt.
All right.
Trying to get that movie made, y'all.
But if you've been here for the first one, Jody has really outdone herself this year, seriously, because I don't know where else. We're probably going to go on a cruise maybe next year, Jody, because what's she going to do after this, honey? How you going to top this? Okay? Whew, I got goosebumps a while ago just saying that, seriously. But, yeah, the vision of RTS really is this: connecting and having fun while we're learning. And as Jody said last night, there are persons who bought into the vision from the inception who are now in the 3rd year, business owners, business developers, and they're doing so much more than what happened at the inception. So this year in particular, when we're talking about persons who we wanted to be at the conference, Jody went to an event overseas. I don't remember the exact event. Essence of a Boss. Thank you. All right. Ow. All right. There we go.
Essence of a Boss. Where are we? Philly?
Essence.
White Plains. Yeah.
Essence of a Boss.
Yeah.
Jody gets on the phone with me the following morning and says, I have to bring Vivica Fox here. I was like, okay, why? She's like, she was at the conference yesterday. She was so good. Let me tell you, she's a firehouse. Like she was telling the girl, you want to take this outside? And I said, she has to come to Jamaica.
Okay, wait. Sidebar on that story. You know, look here. Y'all know Sister Vivica tries to be as positive
No, we know this,
as
honey.
possible,
We know.
right? But I will set it off.
Hey. And sometimes it's required.
And it is
sometimes it's required.
it is
Sometimes.
required. And
Yeah.
this one person, I was like, I could just not do enough. I couldn't. I mean, I thought I was being generous, and then she got a little neck roll in it. I said,
No, you want to? Yeah, hey.
all right, we can take it
The
out.
Jamaican in me will come out, honey. Okay.
So,
Okay.
yes, but
Good.
But we brought it, and I apologize because, you know, this is what events like this are about. It's
Yeah.
us networking, sticking together, and I didn't want to insult, you know, the events and sisterhood by it ending negatively. So,
Right.
I spoke to her to the side and tried to get to her. She was
Right, some kind of clarity.
She was just on one.
But
that
hey,
day. Yes.
we
But
all
I-
have faced something like that
Yeah.
in this room, right? But we had to just stand up for ourselves and say, hey, listen, like, back up.
Right.
Wait a minute.
Stop that.
Okay, stop that.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
But the truth is that the impression that was left really was the contribution that you made to that event and talking about your book. And it resonated so well with Jody that she thought it would have been such a great addition and contribution to this event. So we're very, very happy to have you here.
Thank you so
And
much.
congratulations on this amazing book. The title is just amazing. Okay, Every Day I'm Hustling. We've sung that song so many times, that hip hop song, Every Day I'm Hustling. Probably, you know, when you're on the highway driving or something. But think about the words of Every Day I'm Hustling. And the truth is that, and you just said it to me a while ago, when people, especially Jamaicans, when they say, oh, you're a Jamaican, how many jobs do you have? Because Jamaicans are always hustling. But I think our people that look like us, we're
Yes.
always working hard. And some of us have to work 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 jobs to make up for it. And a reggae artist by the name of Jesse Royal in Jamaica, he said something to me when I just started in media. He said to me, David, the key to this thing is collecting several checks.
Absolutely.
So he said to me, do not rely on one source of income at all.
Yes.
And you have developed your brand yourself in so many ways. You have a hairline, now you're an author. I grew up watching all the films that you were in.
Yeah.
Oh my God, we love them all, right?
Yes,
An amazing actress.
I now produce a lot of movies for Lifetime.
And she produces as well. So Vivica, let's do Genesis. Let's do the Genesis story. In the beginning, how did it all come together?
I'm from Indianapolis, Indiana. Left home 1 month after I graduated from high school in pursuit of a dream that I've been able to live out beyond my wildest expectations. But, you know, there's been tons of trials and tribulations. But, you know, it's been a wonderful journey.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm so lucky that I have a wonderful team that works with me, that keeps me together, that keeps me always looking forward. And that's been the main thing that I want to share with you all in my book. The reason why I decided to do, actually, my publicist, Mr. B.J. Coleman, talked me into it, talk about having a good team. He was like, Vivica, I think it's time for you to do a book. And I was like, dude, you're going to give me another job? And he was like, no, listen, you are a wonderful woman in your 50s who has had an amazing resurgence in your career. Share those secrets of your success. So in the book, and you'll see in the back, I say, my language can be a little street, but it's sweet. But the main thing that I want you to learn to do, like I had to learn to do, was to get out of my own way, to achieve success, to realize that you have to go through different chapters of your life, but to learn to do it gracefully and happy.
I love that. Get out of your own way, because oftentimes the greatest enemy that we are not ready to identify is ourselves. That's the truth about it.
Oh my goodness, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's everybody else's fault, not ours. Right. Why would they do that to me? And
Yeah.
that was another growth, an element of growth for me was when I learned to look in the mirror and be fully responsible for where I was at, the people that I had in my life, and things that I was getting from that. Were they adding to my life
Yeah.
or draining and taking away?
Yeah. And so you had to trim the
Season of
hedges and-
shedding.
yeah.
I called it a season of shedding.
Yeah.
And to not be afraid. Like, listen, everyone is not meant to go with you to different levels of your life. And it doesn't mean that you think you bougie or you too much. It's just called elevating yourself.
Yeah.
And the higher you go, the thinner the air gets. Some can hang, some cannot. And that's real talk.
I'll drink to that. I'll drink to that. So that part, because you're in an industry that's highly competitive. I'm sure not on every door that you would have knocked on, it swung open for you. I'm sure you received a lot of no's, you received a lot of not yets, but it didn't deter you.
No.
What kept you going all these years? What was your motivation?
I've always been very driven, to be very honest with you. And I was always driven by the fact that I wanted to turn those no's into yes. So what I learned to do is from, like, say, each audition, each opportunity, how could I grow from that and learn from it? Sometimes it's politics. When you would go up for auditions, you would get into the top 3. And sometimes they would give it to a person that didn't even audition, but that person at the time had a bigger name than you. Well, they earned that. So I said, I have to keep on knocking on those doors until I earn it, where I don't have to audition, where they say, well, we looking for a Vivica Fox type. Yeah. And that took time. So what you have to do is learn that when there is opportunities, to show up with the attitude of gratitude. Because if you show up and you do a good job, even though you may not land the part or land the position, the casting director or the employer will remember that you showed up and that they can go back to you. Because, sometimes they'll hire a person and then the person doesn't work out. And they're like, see, I knew you should have did my second choice. Mm-hmm. So if you show up and you're good, they'll remember you.
Nice. And that's applicable across the board, for everything.
Yes, with interviews, with everything that you do. Always make sure, like I try to pass on the thing for young actresses, that when you go in for an audition, do everything you can to be the part from the top of your head down to the bottom of your foot. And when I say that, dress the part, feel the part, that when you walk in, you leave them no doubt that you are right for the part. So that requires that if it is, say, a certain kind of role, a detective, a teacher, a lawyer, whatever that is, Google people that are established and accomplished in that field. See how they look. Look up video works. Do your homework so that when you go in, they're like, look, they cared. They didn't show up and just read the lines and be like, oh, I'm cute, hire me. You won't get hired. So, do your homework. Show up. Show up and show out.
Show up and show out. I love that.
Yes.
I love that.
Uh-huh.
So you're an actress and then you venture into business.
Yes.
What made you decide to take that step?
My business partner, once again, my squad. My business partner, Lita Richardson, who is at the time was my entertainment lawyer. Lita is such a wonderful behind the scenes partner to have. She's an entertainment lawyer. I remember Lita when I first started acting and I would get my contract. Now, I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. I just was worried about how much was I making and when was they sending my check. I'm gonna keep it real, right? She's like, no, Vivica, you have to realize what it is that you have signed up for. You have to realize when you're supposed to get paid, how much you're supposed to get paid. Then I started greenlighting films back to back to back to back. So after the 5th film, we greenlit it, which means that Vivica Fox got the budget and a certain amount for the budget. Your name opened the door. She said, now it's time for you to get another check. I said, well, I'm all ears about that. Yes, ma'am. And she says, you'll get another check and you'll get another title. So that was a producer title. And then keep growing. Then the next chapter for me soon will be directing. executive producing, and now we've done that. Now I've done 16 films for Lifetime.
Love that.
Yeah, so-
That deserves a round of applause, guys. Yes.
Thank you.
16.
16. And let me tell you something. You know, when I started doing the Lifetime films, I got teased. People were like, oh my God, she's doing the Lifetime films, not realizing the Lifetime films, the majority of the audience is African-American females.
Yeah.
So why wouldn't I make films for my sisters?
Mm-hmm.
And then the Vivica Fox hair collection, when I started doing that, I got teased about that. I'll never forget that there was a blog that said, when the checks stopped coming in, now she's selling wigs. Well, guess who was buying the wigs? We were.
Exactly.
And so, you know, now everybody's selling virgin hair, this, that, and the third. But at the time, almost 10 years ago,
Yeah.
almost close to a decade ago, people didn't get it. They were like, and not realizing that was income that then made me comfortable enough that I didn't have to jump through every hoop
Yeah.
to go audition for roles that weren't me, that I didn't want to audition for, that then led to me now being able to produce and invest in my brand
Yeah.
and my products. And that was... Whoo, child. That was so freeing. That was so
Yeah.
wonderful to do, because so many times your agents hit you with roles that you don't want to go up for, that you're like, no.
And you don't want to be in the position
I'm not
to be
playing a slave.
to be forced to do
I
that.
don't see my people as slaves. I know that's part of history, but we know it.
Yeah.
You know, like, we know that. Where can we now go forward? So, you know, I could say no to things that I didn't want to do, or say no to playing roles that I felt were negative images of African Americans, women, and stereotypes of African Americans in general. That I said, I don't want that on my resume. So me having the brand made me be comfortable with saying no. Whoever wants to do that, go for it, but it's not what I want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's good.
yeah.
So I deserves a round of applause. So the floor is always open for questions, because we want to make this as interactive as possible, all right? So if you have any questions that you'd like to ask on any point, please
Questions,
do not
anyone?
hesitate to do
Questions?
so. No? No personal questions.
Okay.
Yeah, on her work. Because this is what the event is all about anyways. Okay.
One of your favorite roles?
Gosh, I've done 70 films, so can I name my top 5?
Yes.
Okay, top 5. Independence Day with Will Smith. Set It Off, of course, with Latifah and Jada and Kimberly, directed by F. Gary Gray. Kill Bill.
Oh, yes.
Listen here, honey, I trained for 6 months for that, okay? Baby, okay? Two Can Play That Game. Yeah, Two Can Play That Game with Morris Chestnut and everybody. Gabrielle, Anthony Anderson. Yes, ladies, I kiss Morris Chestnut for all of y'all. Yes! Loved all that chocolate, yes. And then Soul Food. Yeah, Soul Food. Soul Food was a film that back in the day, they didn't believe that films showing African Americans as family, because don't forget, like, during that era, everything was gangs and negative and, you know, Boys in the Hood, just showing negative images. So when Tracy Edmonds, who at the time was married to Babyface and I are both from Indianapolis, Indiana. When we teamed up to shoot that film, we shot it in Chicago. The studio was a little cautious about it. They just said, wow, we just don't know if that type of film will work. Okay. And boy, did y'all prove them wrong. Y'all loved it.
We loved
the audience
it.
went to support it. It's now become a cult classic. So those are my top 5.
Nice.
Yes. Thank you very much.
What has been the biggest lesson for you in the industry that you're in so far?
The biggest lesson for me, to learn versatility. Versatility has been the key to my longevity. And so when I say that, another message I try to pass on to actors and people wanting to get in show business is to be able to be a triple threat, to be able to sing, act, to be able to dance, to be able to host. Now it's a quadruple threat because the business has changed so much. There used to be a time that you only did movies or you only did television or you only did music, and now everybody's doing a little bit of everything. People that only did movies are now doing television shows, and very happy doing television shows. There's so many more avenues that are available to get your products done, where back in the day, I'll never forget that they told us that African American women especially could not open up films internationally. And then for a minute, it was the men too. They said, you guys just don't translate overseas and across the waters. And we was like, well, what? They want to sing, dance, act, dress, be like us, talk like us. What are you talking about? So that has, over 20 years, has changed so much, especially now when you see the success of Empire, How to Get Away with Murder, Greenleaf, Scandal. I mean, the list goes on and on and on, where you're seeing African American women and men, their shows are so successful, where you're seeing our movies, Girls Trip, making $100 million, spiriting Essence Awards, the Essence Festival, to have the largest turnout that they ever had. Over 150,000 people went to, I was there that year, y'all. It was off the chain. Baby, they was walking around with their little shirts on, and it was wonderful to see. I mean, the business, especially the last 5 to 10 years, because of Netflix, Hulu, streaming, everything, that now you're able to see us in more powerful positions. And that is because we all are supporting each other.
Yeah.
And they can't tell us that our projects don't work.
Exactly.
So it's a wonderful time.
Because the evidence says different.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. We making them dollars, y'all.
Yeah.
I'm going to ask a question. What has been the greatest thing you've had to overcome in the business?
The greatest thing that I had to overcome in the business was people telling me what I could not do. I was told that I couldn't be a producer. So what I did is that people were so caught up on my personal and my love life that they forgot how good of an actress I was. So I had to take responsibility for that and said, okay, well, you're on the red carpets too much. You're speaking too much about your personal life. People have forgotten how much of a good actress you are. So what I did is that I stopped doing a lot of television, and I went and I started doing theater. I went and I hit the road with Jakarius Johnson. I did some plays where my characters got totally stripped down, played, was ugly, got cheated on, all kind of stuff, so that people could see that it wasn't just about the physicality of me, that I was raw and real in front of them. So I went and I did theater for about a year and a half. We went out on a play. I think it was Cheaper. I did Cheaper to Keep Her, Whatever She Wants. And so I had to kind of find a new chapter for Vivica Fox as an actress, so that people took me seriously again. I had to take the responsibility and say, okay, you got a little caught up on what all that glitters, that it wasn't gold. And I took responsibility for that. So that's when I went back out there. It was less money, and it was a lot of work because I produced them as well as starred in them. So I had to rebuild my brand to go into a new chapter. So then people, when we finally got to Hollywood, we had gotten a good buzz. And a lot of producers, people from, what do I want to say, studios, all came to see the play. And they all of a sudden was like, oh my God, how did I forget about her? It's like, So, but then the doors start opening again for me, and then that's what's led to now me having a good resurgence in my career, and as a good actress getting roles on Empire. I step back. I do not care for reality shows. I'm sorry, they're not my favorite, because they always pit, in my opinion, women against fighting each other and cat fights, but it sells. People, it's like they're the new soap opera, and it's okay. Like, if people that want to go see that, that's good. It's just not what I care to do. So I did Celebrity Apprentice because I wanted to show people that I could be a good businesswoman. Well, that then led to Empire.
Yeah.
So, and Empire and my Lifetime movies, but I had to go and do the work. I couldn't sit back and complain about, oh, how come they forgot about me? I'm a good actress. What about me? What about me? What about me? What about me? They're like, what about you? What you got?
Yeah.
I mean, really, when you go into new chapters, it is, what do you got next?
Yeah.
So instead of feeling sorry for myself, I got out, I applied myself, and I did the work. And so now it's so wonderful. I mean, for 2 years, you guys, I like slept on traveling places, meeting people where I could pitch my own projects. And I had sizzle reels and I did the work, but thanks to the Vivica Vox hair collection that I could invest and do the sizzle reels and stuff like that. And so for 2 years, I say that I planted seeds. And now the Lord has blessed me that all of them are blossoming. Woo. And it's just a wonderful chapter. It really is. But you have to continuously do the work. So that's the biggest lesson for me.
I love that. I'm very happy you went into that because I was going to say to you, how do you manage not to feel entitled after doing so much in the industry for so long, and you're hoping that the seeds that you would have planted would be enough and continue to bear fruit and multiply, and so you wouldn't have to start again from the ground up, you know? And as well, do you find that that has been a killer for the younger folks?
Oh,
yeah,
absolutely. This generation of swipe fast and Insta fame, they're going to find out some very hard lessons. And when I say that, I don't mean that to be mean. I really don't. I mean it to be honest. You have to realize, especially in the entertainment business, that it's a business that's constantly wanting new things. What's next? As I said, what do you got next? But if you figure out how to go to those different chapters gracefully, like you're the young ingenue, you're the young hot chick, da-da-da-da-da, you'll get a good 5-year run with that. Well, then guess what? In the next 5 years, they're going to be looking for the next new hot chick or hot guy. So then you have to figure out, okay, what's the next role for me? Am I going to play the mom? Am I going to play the boss? What's your next chapter? And then for some, what's great is that you're seeing a lot of female directors come about now. And that's from Regina King, Tasha Smith, now Taraji starting to direct. What's my lady's name? Yes, Ava. Then you see in Oprah with studios. That's because they all figured out the next chapter for themselves. What's next? When that's over, okay, how can I still stay in the business that I want to be in, but what's next for me that I can be comfortable in, that still fits my brand, and I can still contribute and not be ashamed of my contribution. That was the main reason why I wouldn't do, I mean, I've been asked to do reality shows, and it just wasn't me.
Yeah.
You know, that's not how I get down. I love my sisters. I love to see us shine. I don't want to fight you and look for negative things and things, because we all go through stuff. Ain't none of us perfect. Things happen. But why would I want to highlight that to make me look better? That just doesn't work. It's not the kind of woman I am.
Yeah. And how... Thank you.
And by the way, can I ask for another glass of mimosa? Okay, y'all got me talking up here and I'm dry. What's happening? Thank you very much, Darren.
Super Darren.
Super Darren, Mike.
Super
That's
Darren.
my guy, left side of my brain. Known that guy since I was 14 years old.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, God is good.
Yeah. The team is very important. You did mention that. And also just the transition into business, right? The importance of being on top of that as well. How do you manage to find a balance with being the talent, the business owner, looking at the books, ensuring that everything is okay, and the importance of that as well?
Well, I tell people, I'm a little ADD. That means organized freak, right? Yeah, just to make sure. Sorry. My brain's got a lot of things going on. Thank you very much, sir. Right, OCD, thank you. Yes, I appreciate you being there for me. I like organization. So for me, being organized, looking at your calendar, learning to get rest, which is I'm so bad at getting rest. I sleep. I just learned. I mean, I used to sleep like maybe 3 to 5 hours, which is awful. Which I learned later that one needs more sleep than that. And I've learned. Thank you, Darren. That I've learned to get some rest. So organization, getting your rest, being able to say no.
Yes.
You cannot do all things. It's okay to say no. If it doesn't work, then for you or fits into the schedule, that it's okay to say no, but to be honest and let someone know, hey, right now I just can't fit it into the schedule. But I have a tendency to try to organize things as much as possible.
Yeah.
So for me, I would say organization is key, and having good people that can make sure you stay organized and keep the schedule together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The world is opening up even more, and we're getting access to even to countries that don't speak our language at
I
all.
know.
You know, how does one tap into those areas? How does one, not become too concerned that it's going to pass them by, but be able to maximize on the accessibility?
I would say by paying attention. And not getting too comfortable once you start working or you get to a certain position. I'm always looking at, we're so blessed now with social media that if you want to see what's happening, what's next, or trends, that you can look them up. So by paying attention to what's going on, seeing who's successful in those things, and just paying attention. That's the main thing that I try to make sure I do. There may be sometimes I see stuff, I'm like, who and what? Are they really? Okay. But I'm not a hater.
Yeah.
I'm not a hater. I'm a congratulator. So, it may not be me, but, you just learn to pay attention.
Yeah.
And if that's something that you want to have an idea about or you want to get involved with, you maybe reach out to those people, send them your resumes, see how you can get in contact with them.
Yeah.
But I would say the main thing is always evolve. Always evolve. Never get too comfortable, because so many people, that old saying, once it was hot and now it's not. Yeah. So you don't want things. You get so comfortable that time passes you by.
Yeah.
Yeah. Keep
And
evolving.
How do you not lose yourself in the hustle?
Well, there's been a couple of things that I've lost out on, but I learned to compensate with that.
Okay.
Like I didn't get to have children, but now I have 6 godchildren. So God sent those little angels in my life to fulfill that void of motherhood for me. My love life isn't great, but we're not going to go into that, Darren. I know, okay? I won't do it, Darren. But
The other thing I love that you tell, that she talks about, and this is super, super important today. She's very keen on ladies, please act like a lady. Dress like a lady, and present yourself like a lady. And gentlemen, the same.
What do you mean? What does that mean? What does that look like? Dress like a lady.
Dress like a lady doesn't mean that you need to let everybody know what God blessed you with. And
yes.
for the men, pull your pants up.
Amen.
Okay.
Now, I agree with you on that. Yes.
Like, when did that become sexy? Like, pull your pants up. The whole reason why that style even took hold is because the black men were in prison.
Yes.
we're aware.
If they really
We are
knew.
aware. We
Right.
are aware.
And they took away their belt.
Yes.
Wow.
That's where that came from.
Yeah.
It's not sexy. And so either lead, follow, or get the hell out of the way.
I know that's right, Darren.
But do something,
Yeah.
right? But I love when Vivica speaks to younger women. The women, she tells them, you don't need to impress that man by showing him all of your lady parts. Mm-hmm. Chill out. Don't worry about it. If that's what he requires, then perhaps he's not for you.
Amen. Yes. Okay.
Yeah.
See?
Yeah.
From the squad.
Yeah.
From the squad, baby.
So what is me time for Vivica? What does that look like?
Ooh, big time. I am such a sports junkie.
You are?
Oh my gosh, I love.
Which one? All of them?
Well, no.
Okay.
No. I am, the Vivica Fox Hair Collection is a huge supporter, believe it or not, of the WNBA.
Oh.
Yes. I am a sponsor of the LA Sparks.
Nice.
Who unfortunately last weekend got eliminated.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I know, Chad. I was mad at them for 2 days behind that, but that's all right. I'll be back next season, sitting front row cheering for them. So I'm a sponsor of the WNBA. I love sports. I grew up, I played basketball, volleyball, track, and I was a cheerleader.
What?
Right, surprise. So I love sports. I love basketball. I love football. I love seeing Serena and Venus and all of the new Coco in tennis. I love seeing their growth. I love seeing them sisters getting them big old checks. I wish we had more brothers do tennis. We got a couple, but I wish we had more. I love tennis. I like golf when Tiger Woods is playing. Oh, okay, turn the channel, right. But, you know, he won. Okay, right. Where Tiger at? But I like that. And baseball and soccer. Ooh, baby, soccer. I'm getting to know that. That's a little bit more of international. Yeah.
Is there quiet time?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. I love to go to the spa.
Nice.
Gotta refresh
and reset.
Absolutely. And then Jamaica.
Yeah. When you come home to the beautiful
you guys,
beaches. Yes.
Every year, I absolutely love that I come celebrate my birthday. It's the one time of the year that I don't pay attention to my phone.
Nice.
That I'm not looking for the emails. That I come. I always rent a catamaran and go out and love floating on the water and looking up at the sky, watching the sunset, and thanking God for another blessed year of life. So,
love that.
Yeah.
Love that.
So that's.
So let's get into the book.
Okay.
Every Day I'm Hustling.
Yes.
The title, I mean, you said it. I can understand why you'd come up with that title, but how did it
come about?
Yes.
Well, BJ Coleman, I told you, he said that it was time. Because at first I was like, I'm not ready to do an autobiography. I've got more living to do. And he said, no, you should share some of your secrets of your success that you learned how to get out of your own way. So that's what I say on the back of the book, that, you know, I want to, my language can be street but sweet, but I want to take your hand and I want you to learn, just like I did, how to get out of your own way.
Yeah.
So.
And the book covers your journey.
Yes.
And a little bit of the lessons that you learned.
Yes.
And what else?
I share different lessons throughout the entire book. Like if you do the work, you own the reward. Make your haters your congratulators.
Ooh.
Yes, that's definitely one.
I love that.
Yeah,
sweet thing.
Yes.
Sweeten that.
And in the book, I share different chapters about family, fitness, fashion, just a lot of lessons that I've learned. And it's a good read. And the book is also available for those who are not big readers. It's also available on audio as well, too. And it is my voice for all 246 pages. Yes.
Love it. There we go.
Yes.
And how long did it take to come together? And in terms of the aim that you had in mind, that you wanted readers, listeners to walk away with, what was that aim?
My main goal of Every Day I'm Hustling was that I wanted to inspire, enlighten, encourage for people to live their best lives. This wonderful new chapter that I'm in my life right now, where I am an author, producer, a talk show host. Last season, I don't know if you all got to see my talk show that I had out called Face the Truth, that I'm a blessed child of God. And if my mother, the way that my mother raised me is that I cannot achieve all the success and not share and not give back. I cannot take from my community and not give back. So this new chapter that I'm in is that I just want to let people know that I want you to live life, live your best life. We all make mistakes. Don't beat yourself up. Learn to pick yourself up, dust it off, and keep it moving.
Yeah.
Keep looking forward. Live, love, laugh.
Love that.
Yes.
And for the ladies who reach 40, 50, and they're
Yes.
thinking, okay, it's time for me to just, put on my house dress,
Oh, no, ma'am.
find
no,
a
ma'am.
seat in a book in a corner.
No, absolutely not. That's another thing that,
Yeah.
for women that I wanted them to know, don't get older, get better, honey.
Hey,
Right, you got a
wine.
lot more to give. Yes, honey. Right, the kids is all gone now. It's all about
Yes,
you,
yeah.
boo.
Hey.
Ow. Yes.
Love that.
Because women now we're finding out that we're in more powerful positions
Yes,
than ever.
yes.
We're leaders of companies and doing our own business and more fun for you to now have.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're just ready to do all that.
All that and
Yeah.
be that.
Exactly. And so the greatest misconception of failure that you found is?
The biggest misconception of failure that I have found that it doesn't define you.
Yeah.
It doesn't define you, Sometimes the best thing that you can do is put your foot forward and put forth the effort. If you failed, you can say you tried, So sometimes the best rewards are when you fail.
Yeah.
Because then you pick yourself up and figure it out, and then you succeed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So the next chapter for Vivica.
The next chapter for Vivica, I will probably in the future direct.
Nice.
I don't think I'm ready for it just yet. So I'm not ready for another job. But I think I would direct and possibly come and get me a villa in Jamaica.
Yes. I love Portland. You like Portland?
I haven't been there yet.
You have never been to Portland?
No.
It's the most beautiful parish. It is.
Yes,
It's my
yes.
favorite parish.
Can I tell you, every time that I come to Jamaica, everyone's like, go here or go there. Stop going to just, one area. So I'm learning that there's all different parts of Jamaica to learn and,
You
and,
gonna
and
love
enjoy.
Portland, honey.
Tell me, why would I love?
It's still very natural and untapped.
Oh, see, yeah.
So it's so authentic. It's beautiful. It's I don't even know how much. Let me tell you something, man. Portland is the kind of place that when you're there, you're just looking like a kid in a candy store. Like, oh my God, it's so pretty. So nice. It's beautiful.
I love that. So Portland's next, y'all.
Portland's next.
Portland's
Nia,
next.
we need to carry Vivica to Portland.
I told her about Portland.
Okay, good. Do we have any questions from?
Yes, pretty
Yes,
lady.
please.
With your longevity,
Stand up. Yes, let them see that outfit. Yes.
It looks so nice.
with your longevity, you've met a lot of people, you've had a lot of people around you. How do you gauge who is right for you and who can be in your presence?
Girl, I'm gonna be real honest with you about that. So y'all, like I said, my language can be street but sweet. All right? If you got somebody and they dragging down your nipples and just taking stuff and ain't replenishing, I'm keeping it real. I told you I'm gonna keep it real, just dragging you down all the time. Their number come up on your ID and you're like, oh my God, right? Or you get off the phone with them and you're like, oh my God, why did I just waste time with that? Listen, not that we all don't have problems. I'm not saying that you can't be supportive, but if you find a person that's just a taker, that every time that they come around that it's woe is me, and they're just not happy and they're not lifting you up, creating opportunities for you, coming to you and say, hey girl, that if you're sad that day, they lift you up and say, hey, snap out of it. You need people that are supportive and who nourish you. Nourish your spirit. And if they can nourish your pocketbook, even better, girlfriend. Yes. Okay, I saw you over there with the snap. Yes. So it's just being honest. And if someone doesn't mix with you and you just don't bond or bond with them, that it's okay. Everyone's not for you. Even in business, especially in business, honey. Right. In business, if you finding that ain't mixing right, you wish them well and keep it moving. Focus on those who get you. Focus on those that you can learn from. Focus on those you can grow from. Those are the kind of people that you want in your life, especially when it comes to business. Because you never know a time when, say, a person that you were nice to, but that one day, like I've worked with people, they were like, oh my gosh, I worked with you and I was a grip. and you spoke to everyone on the set, and now they're doing a movie and they hire you because they remember your relationship. Like it bothers me when I work on set and I see actors come in and they don't speak to the people that are supposed to shoot them well and make them look good. How dare you? It's a team effort. And there is no I in win, right? No, there's no I in team, but there I is in win. Thank you. Get that together, Vivica. Right. So you just watch how you treat people. And so you just have to know, like, watch how you see people treat other people. If they're not nice, if you see them being mean, you might want to not have them on your team. Okay.
Any other questions? Do we have anybody else who... No questions?
I see Jody walking forward.
Okay, we have a question here.
Yes, sir.
Mine's not so much a question, but more a statement. I just want to say thank you for the positive images that you have presented in your career. I've watched Set It Off, I've watched these movies, and you've always projected a positive person, and a strong person, and a beautiful woman of color. I just want to say thank you for doing that, because we get a lot of negative images in media, but you have, with what I've seen, your career, you put out.
Thank you. I appreciate that. And I'm just going to share a quick story real quick. Like when I did Two Can Play That Game, I turned down that film 3 times. The first script and the first draft that they sent me, I didn't care that it was an offer. Most of the time when people send offers, people are like, okay, you do it. They throw a lot of money at you, and then it comes out, and then you regret it. At the time, I said, absolutely not. I hate the images. The language was awful. Shantae was just, excuse my language again, she was a bitch. There was no redeeming qualities about her. And I said, you are not, as hard as what I've worked to now star in films, I will not play that image of an angry black woman, basically. So until they gave me the power to change the script, they wanted to be in control of the way we talked, walked, danced, dressed, loved each other. I said, no. And until I got that is why now when you saw Two Can Play That Game, which has become a classic, I said, Keith, the man, the brother has got to have as much power as I do. It's got to be a battle of the sexes. They both got to get their faces cracked. That they both then at the end win together. And black love needs to be shown in a positive light. And so thank you. Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Love that. Are there any other questions? Any other questions? Anybody? Vivica, my last question to you.
Okay, look.
Okay. So one of the images I have in my head all the time is of my grandmother, because I was there with her when she was transitioning. And some of the things, even though she couldn't speak, that gave me the indication that she was actually leaving us because she's a talker like me. But so I started to think about all the value that she brought to the entire family and how we would remember her going. And I always thought that is very important to me in terms of when it's my time to go, how do I want to be remembered? Yes. What is the legacy that you'd want to be left here on this earth with everybody who has come in contact with you?
So I want you to always remember Vivica Fox as a hard-working sister who went very, very far in her life, but she always came back home. Right. She gave back to her community. She worked hard for her community and learned her worth. Yeah. And who learned her worth. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah, so it was a sister that went far. Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Ladies and gentlemen, Vivica Fox.
I love you long time.
So Jody's gonna come.
Thank you so much.
Jody's gonna say a few words. By the way, can we give a round of applause for this queen?
Yes!
Thank you. I'm the queen. Okay, good afternoon again, everyone. For those of you that came to the beach party last night, we want to say Thank you so much. We had a great time. For those of you that missed it, we're sorry that you missed it, but the weekend gets better as it progresses. So, you may miss out on some, but we get better as we go along. And I mean, today is a living proof of that. Last night was so different. I'm so appreciative, Vivica, of you being here. And you just mentioned what you want people to remember about you is that you're a hard worker. You go, you get what you want, but you come back home all the time. And I believe that's what drew me to you. You are very humble. You're Vivica. I've been watching you for years. Like, I told my family, I want Vivica to come here, and they're like, are you crazy? Like, how do you do that, And the minute you laid eyes on me, you were like, girl, and I'm like, she talking to me? And I'm like, wow, and from that moment, I felt nervous approaching you the second time to say, can you come to Jamaica for me? So I asked your cousin, and she approached you, and you stepped away right away, and you said, contact this person, Darren. Yeah. And I got home, and I nervously messaged Darren, and he responded within like 2 minutes. I was here, I was at Moon Palace, and the message came in from Darren, and I'm like, Darren responded. Like, is this real? And I almost didn't respond back because I'm like, I was kidding, But ever since then, Darren, stand up. Yeah. Listen, you have guided me through the entire process of making Miss Fox comfortable and your entire team. And by extension, you have made all my guests comfortable. Yes. And I'm sure you all feel welcomed and honored to be in the presence of Miss Fox. That's right. Yes. I want to thank all of you for coming. The RTS initiative is amazing. Yes. And I'm saying that from the bottom of my heart. I don't care if you don't think it, but I'm telling you, it is amazing to see young people grow, to see old people grow. I mean, you may be 50 and you didn't chase your dreams, and someone else chased their dream, and you're like, wait, hold up, what's Instagram? Let me get on that. How do I tweet? And you start growing with all these trends, and before you know it, you're an Instagram model. Yeah. Oh yeah. Good morning, darlings. Yes. So, I mean, the RTS initiative is basically saying we want men and women to grow alike. Wear your red stilettos, even if I don't wear them. Wear your red ties. Be bold. Be strong. Chase your dreams. I started my first business at the age of 16. And to date, I still I can't come to terms that I own a business. Yeah. And I have a team, an amazing family that works with me. And the best part of it, every day, the feeling I get inside is seeing my friends grow and knowing that I have one assistant that started 4 businesses since she started working with me. And the other one is coming up, and my colleagues are doing it, and I'm like, yes, we're gonna build Jamaica and we're gonna go global. So thank you to every single one of you, especially all of you guys who flew here from overseas. Some of you, it's your first time in Jamaica. Yes, not your last. Yes, weekend, that dedicated your time, that took time off from work, that flew and got up 3 a.m. in the morning to catch a flight here. Drove from Kingston, Montego Bay, everywhere. Our sponsors, you are absolutely amazing. Moon Palace, that's my family. Liz, Stacy, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate you all. Bronze Magazine, Sheen, Industry Rules, Yaya, Jody, Akima, Janelle, everybody. I won't start calling names because I'm going to get myself in trouble. But my mom. My mother. Stand up. Yes. And the most amazing husband. Oh my God. Thank you. So, in life, let's continue this thank you speech, and I'll welcome you again later. Get your red stilettos on. Get your red ties out. Come meet us at the VIP cocktail, and let's have an RTS Boss weekend. Thank you.
So, everybody inside here, well, as many as we have available, will be walking out with a book. All right?
And can I please ask, please have your flash on. The picture is going to look so cute, okay? So we'll start from this side. Please have your flash on, and we'll take a picture and all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Let's make it do what it do, y'all.
Again, thank you all for being here this
Let me get out of here.
Oh, you want to make this up to your mom, baby? Can I have a waitress to come and clear this up? Ken, ask the waitress to come and clear this up. A waitress, and somebody. Oh, it's a waitress, there we go. Got it? You're welcome. Somebody, where my drink at? No, put it back over here. Sorry. It's the one with the lipstick on it. Okay. That one. Thank you, love. You're welcome. Okay. Good. Okay.